Hey everyone, I'm Lisa, Broadway fangirl extraordinaire, and thanks for joining me for another episode of PNC Broadway in Columbus's Broadway Dish. We are all about bringing a little Broadway into your home, and I am joined by my good friend, Kurt Reichert, who is a retired art teacher and a Broadway in Columbus subscriber, and he's going to help us incorporate some Broadway-themed arts and crafts into our home. Kurt, thanks for joining me.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. So this is an example of what we're going to be doing today, and anyone can glue stuff down, but we're going to incorporate some watercolor, so that'll be fun to do. But I want to talk about composition. So in composition, you don't want to put in, you want to have a good center of interest, but you don't want to put it right in the middle, because the term dead center lets you know that the center's not good.
So no center stage for this one.
No center stage for this. So what you do is, it's like you draw a big tic-tac-toe board. So you divide it in thirds this way, and you divide it in thirds this way. And where the lines cross each other, that's where you should have your center of interest.
Okay.
So we have the playbill hitting these two intersections. It's the biggest, it's the most colorful, so that's our center of interest, and then these are all the support pieces that go with it. So we're going to get into gluing a little bit later, but first you need to do some watercoloring. So, Lisa, darling,
Yes.
you are going to take this heavy board, matte board,
Okay.
just the scraps. Okay. I'm going to squirt it for you.
And what are you squirting it with?
I'm squirting it with just plain old water.
Okay.
All right. You have to make sure your watercolors are nice and juicy. We prepped those a little while ago. Watercolors can't go bad. These watercolors have been around a long time. These watercolors are my watercolor set from sophomore high school art class, and they're still just fine.
Wow.
So grab a brush. I want you to use two colors,
Okay.
but they should be colors that are close to each other in the color wheel, so they won't make brown or an ugly color in the middle when they mix.
Gotcha.
So like red and purple, blue and purple,
Okay.
because you want something dark to work with.
And then if people need to get watercolors, where can they get them?
These are Crayola and Prang. You can get those anywhere they sell school supplies.
Okay, great.
So I'm going to do just one for you to start off. So let's go with the purple.
Perfect. That's what I was going to go with.
Okay, cool. And all you're going to do,
Ooh.
and you, ooh, it's getting on. It's a renegade.
We won't tell your wife.
And then you can smush it like this.
Wow.
You pick it up, you move it around, you add a blue or red to it.
Okay.
Okay, so now you take saran wrap. I use old dry cleaning bags.
Okay.
And you crumple it up and you just kind of mush it down with lots of wrinkles in it. So go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Because where the wrinkles are, the color will collect and it'll be darker. Where it makes contact, it'll be lighter. So it's going to come out looking like that when it's dry.
All right.
So which one do you think is going to be your focal point on this one? Which one's the most impressive that's going to draw your attention right away?
Well, I think the playbill.
Right. So where do you think you should put it?
All right. Well, if I have my crosses, not center stage, so
Yep.
intersect where two of those
Yep.
kind of
Cool.
tic-tac-toe would cross.
Yep. Figure out where you want the other ones now.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to quickly take a picture so you remember.
Oh, that's a good tip. So get your layout, take a picture.
Yep. Okay. Now it's time to glue.
Okay.
And here's another good tip. Take a magazine when you're gluing, and you're going to do put the glue on one of these pictures on one page. When you're done, flip it so you're always on a dry surface.
Oh, that's a great tip.
We have to do this one first because it's on the bottom.
Okay. So do it in kind of reverse order of your
Yep.
layers.
Yep.
And you're using some...
We're using Mod
Mod
Podge.
Podge.
Let me show. I'll
Okay.
demonstrate with the first one. I put my finger in the middle to hold it in place
Okay.
because I don't want it sliding around, because then the Mod Podge will get on the front of the photograph. now you just let that sit and dry. And the last part, you can leave it like that. You can leave it like this if you like it.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to add the black lines. I think it
Oh yeah.
adds a little bit of
All
interest.
that intricate detail in there.
So you take a fine line roller ball pen, and anywhere you find an edge, you outline it.
Okay.
And what I did for this one, I just kind of kept it to the middle and let it fade out as it went to. But I mean, if you like the whole thing covered, but you're literally just going in, and anywhere you see an edge, you outline. And this can take hours of mindless, just,
So good for when you're sitting at home.
yeah. So that's how you do an upscale collage. So we covered creativity, craftsmanship, composition. There's one more C,
Okay.
and that is C. Kruger's cookie consumption.
Oh.
After crafts, you gotta sit back and just enjoy it. So we're gonna cut away for a second and come back with a snack.
Love a snack.
So you're obviously a Broadway fan. What's been your favorite show you've seen in Columbus recently?
This year, well, I liked them. I've liked them all, but as an artist, I thought Mean Girls and Anastasia with the computer sets were phenomenal. It just made so much sense, and you know, and it just kept the show moving. I loved it.
Really a way to bring Broadway into the new age.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, thank you so much
Sure.
for the cookies and cocktails and the crafts, of course.
Yes.
And that's it for this week's episode of PNC Broadway in Columbus's Broadway Dish. We'll see you again next week. Bye.